Hey there, this is an optional lecture that aims to help you with the eyedropper tool in case you're seeing it perform in a strange way. If you don't have any issues with it, you can skip to the next lecture. Okay, here's one of the problems you may be facing. We have 3 squares on our canvas: red, blue, green. If you check the Layers panel, this top to bottom order is consistent, so here's what you might encounter. You double-click the blue square's thumbnail and you want to adjust its colour. Not a problem. If you move around in this colour picker, you'll instantly get to see the change due to the preview setting. If you want to reuse a colour from the canvas, simply go over it. As you can see, the initial blue shape is now green because I clicked on this layer. But let's make it red like the first square on our canvas. Notice what happens. Not only is it not red, it actually disappeared. If this is happening to you, here's what's going on and how you can solve it. Your blue square hasn't gone away, it's actually white because that's what you sampled. Even though you tried to click on the red square, Photoshop disregarded it and it looked at what was underneath it. And in our case, that's the background layer, which is white. This happens due to a setting from the eyedropper tool. Hit Cancel and grab it from the toolbox. Now from the Options bar, hit this Sample drop-down because it's currently set at Current and Below. That of course means that any layer that's above your shape won't get noticed by Photoshop. That's exactly the case here. We could sample from the third square, the green one, because it was underneath the blue one. But because the red one was above our selected layer, that was ignored. That's why I advise you to change this drop-down to All Layers. Now you can repeat the process and you'll see it will work like a charm, no problem whatsoever. Most Photoshop users don't know why this happens because they rarely activate the eyedropper as a standalone tool. Instead, they use it exactly like I did here. So I hope this clears the issue up. While we're on the subject though, let me show you another problem you might run into later down the road. For this green square, I want to apply a gradient overlay style. Not a problem, click on the FX icon and enable it. Leave all these settings as they are and let's set out our colours. Here I'll use a pre-built one, this fourth swatch which starts from red and goes to green. Now this is a bit harsh, so here's what I'll do. I'll select the green handle and I'll sample from the bottom of the square to match that red. The idea is that I will start from that red colour and I'll adjust it to a lighter shade. But look at what happens when I click here. The top part becomes a lime green. This is actually the colour of the shape. So Photoshop disregards this red that's part of the gradient and it samples the original colour of the shape. Why is that? Well, if we close this window and check this right side, you'll see Preview is checked. So what you're seeing on the canvas has not yet been applied. This is just a preview of your settings, thus as far as Photoshop is concerned, your square is still lime green. To sum it up, when you try to sample a colour from an overlay, be it a gradient or a colour overlay style, please note you're seeing a preview and your eyedropper tool won't work as expected. In these cases, you have to select that gradient and hit OK to apply it. Now that's set in place, open it up again and you can sample that lower region without issues. That's how you have to work when you want to accurately sample a colour from an overlay layer style. Okay, that concludes this lecture. I hope this info will be of use to you. Have fun!